Hi everyone, welcome to the Simple Art at Home Summer Camp Art Series with me, Laura Houston. Get your art supplies ready because together we will get creative, learn about art, and have some fun along the way. I'll meet you at the art table. This lesson is called Colorful Abstract Alphabet. You will need a black pen or a black crayon, some paper, something to color with, either crayons or watercolors, and if you're painting, you'll need a cup with some water. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off by filling our page with letters. Capital letters, lowercase letters, all shapes, all sizes. If you want to put some words in your artwork, you can, but it's going to be an abstract piece. So I am going to start by writing the word art in here. And I'm going to write it nice and big. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up coloring in all the closed in spaces of letters. And I'll just take you through this, and you can just follow along with me and create this however you want. I'm just going to fill in as much of this paper with letters, and I have these over here for you to look at. Notice the letters that have closed in spaces. Wherever they're closed in, we're going to color them, and it's going to create an abstract piece. Turn your paper around as you go. And I'm going to put a W here, any letters that you want. I'm going to sneak my name in here. How about that? My name is Laura. Maybe I'll do a capital R. I'm going to mix it up. For this lesson, you get to use letters of all shapes and sizes. I have the word summer camp art in case you want to sneak some of those words into our abstract project. Maybe I'll put the word camp over here. This is the time where you get to think of letters as art. Maybe I'll put the word summer over here. Squeeze this here. Maybe I'll turn this into an E. You can do all kinds of crazy things for this. And then the rest, I'm just going to keep filling in some letters big and giant, some letters small. They don't have to make any sense. I'll put a C connected to the K. Just go ahead and fill it up. Let's put a big Q here. How about that? Maybe I'll put an O inside the Q, maybe an I over here, maybe a big S. How about a lowercase q, capital letters and lowercase letters. Maybe we can put an N, that might look neat. An N over here on the A. I'm gonna just keep going. They can be backwards, they can touch, they can overlap. This is your art, and I know it seems strange at first, but just go for it. Just be as creative as you want to. I'm just filling this. Make some letters small, make some big. I'm gonna put an N here. Maybe I'll put a J over here and connect it to that M right there. And just keep going with the letters. And you can look over here. Let's see, I don't think I did a lowercase g. I'm just going to refer over there to get some ideas. Maybe a P can stand right here on the Q. Isn't that funny? And maybe we'll put some V's because I want some to go off the edge too. I can put a V here. Maybe I'll turn this upside down and make a W, or it could be an M. all different directions. Another K. Just keep going with it. Maybe I'll connect an M to the T here. Put an I. I think I's are interesting. Maybe a big D. Oh. Just think outside the box. And by that, I mean just be as creative as you can. Use letters the way that you've never used letters before. I'll do an upside down V here. Ooh, the letter E will be good too. Lowercase e. How about one over here? We can set an H right here. Because everywhere there's a closed spot, we're going to color it in, and it's going to make something very interesting. Maybe I'll put an F here. That'll be interesting. And I'm just going to keep going. It does not, there's no wrong way. Let me just say that. There's no wrong way to do this. Let's see, I think I'll put another E over here, like a great big E. See, when they overlap, they create more space too. Let's see, more places where we can color them in. I'll put maybe a D here. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I might add more a little bit later. Let me just think of, maybe I'll put a large, I feel like I want something over here, like maybe another D right here. Okay, and when you feel like you're happy that you've filled up your composition, then you can use either your crayons or paints. I'm going to use some watercolor paints. And I've got my water here, so I'm just going to start coloring in everywhere that there's a closed space. So if this helps make sense, I'm going to go around and space out my colors first. I'm using blue, so I'll paint a few things blue first. And there's no wrong way. If you're saying, oh, can I paint this? Can I paint this? Well, you get to decide. And even if it's not a completely closed space, maybe you still want to paint it and you'll think it looks good. So there's no wrong way. This is your artwork. Maybe I'll color some yellow here inside this H. Maybe I'll put some yellow inside the D. I'm going to try to space out my colors. I think that might look nice. I'm going to move on and use some purple. And maybe I'll do the bottom part of the B, a different color purple. So the idea is, when somebody first looks at this piece of art, they're not going to realize right away that it's a lot of letters. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And they certainly won't see the words that are hidden inside. It'll be like a puzzle to look at and try to figure out what's going on. I'm going to mix a little more green there. So I'm just going through and I'm filling inside all the closed spaces. Now, the top of this K can get colored in. I'll put some blue up here. See that? Because it makes a closed shape. But I'm going to show you something too. If you say, hey, I want to color in this bottom section, then go ahead. See that? If you like how that looks, then you can do that too. As I said, there's no wrong way. So I'm just going to start filling this in, and you can finish drawing out your letters and just be as creative as you want. And as I said before, there's no wrong. See, I'm going to fill in this little curved part of the S, and it's not wrong. You can do that. Put some red in here. I'm trying to use mostly bright colors, but you, as I said before, you can color this in however you'd like. So if you notice, I always keep my email there on the bottom of the screen, of the computer screen. So I would love it if you would take pictures of your art and send it in to me. And I like to see your art for a number of reasons, but I also have the show Simple Art at Home, and I may show your art on a future episode if you send it in. So maybe you can take a picture of your finished products. So it's starting to look beautiful. I might have to go back and add even more, like connect letters even more. Let's see. Don't forget the letters that are around the edges. I can fill in the big Q here also. Maybe I want to make that big Q orange. And abstract art is art that's not necessarily a picture of a specific subject. Like it's not a picture of a dog or it's not a picture of a house. It doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily a picture of something specific. And usually, you know, the viewer can look at it and decide what they think that it looks like. And that's what this is. Notice how I'm coloring in the E, how they overlapped. So I think if I were to go back, I would add some more overlapping letters. I might do that right now, actually, before I get too much paint on the paper. So for example, over here, I could tie this all in with the letter O right there, and it gives me more spaces. So you might have to do that. You might have to kind of go back and forth with your pen. So maybe I can put another letter E right here, and maybe I'll, you know, make an S curve through here, and it makes some interesting shapes. See, they just like layer over the top of each other. Maybe I'll make another H right here, and an I there. So you get the idea. You can keep going. I'm just giving you some sample ideas. And even if you're using paints and it runs like this, I still think that can be beautiful. That's one of the things that happens with watercolors. So remember, we're just doing this to have fun and to explore with shapes and colors right now. And as I said before, there's no wrong way to do this art project. There's no way you can do it wrong. This is your project. I'm only giving you suggestions. And I'm just going to keep going through and filling these in where I see closed spaces. There's so many. The more, at first I think there's not that many, and then I look and I find more. Like there's some right here. It's starting to become very colorful. And that's the idea. It's a colorful, abstract alphabet. That's the title of this project. And even though I may say that certain projects are for certain grades or ages, you really can be in any grade to enjoy these projects, these art projects. See, even though there's not an end here, I want to do this. So I'm just going to do it right there. and that's okay. I think it'll look interesting. And you may, once you get going, you may think you may need to like draw with your pen again to close in some more shapes or overlap some more, and that's perfectly fine too. This is one that you can just keep building on and building on. And look, I have another closed shape here. I made a triangle with part of the A. I thought I'd do some more red. There we go. Some space down here. And sometimes even if it only has a little bit of color, it can still be beautiful and unique as well. Put some red in here. I think if you want to have a lot of color, you can keep drawing the letter O over parts of your other letters. Just overlap an O and it will create more spaces that you can color in. Okay. Oh, I have this one right here. And remember, make some letters very, very big, and you can make some very small. And take a look at your art when it's almost all filled in, and see where you might want some more color. So I'm going to take a moment with my black pen. I'm going to do some more overlapping because I want some more color over here in this section. So let's try out what I just said with the letter O. So I'm just going to take my pen and maybe draw an O, and maybe I can connect, oh, let's see. If I look over here, how about a Q, another Q? That could be something. That could be some space here. The lowercase q can go there. And then why don't I also connect, oh, an A, a capital A. Look at that. We can do another capital A here. Remember, they can be upside down and sideways. Look at that. A. Let's do another line. I think the dot on the I looks good too. So I think it looks nice to have that black dot here and there. Put some over here. I forgot to color in this. I'll make another letter O right here. And how about another letter O right here? It can overlap that one. And maybe one more letter O. So now I have some more coloring to do, some more painting to do. Okay. Okay, thanks for painting along with me. Look at all these new spaces that I just created to fill in. Think about what colors you want to have in your art as well. I really like blue. I think I'll add in some more blue. There's some, we can put some blue right here. Yeah, the letter O has really added a lot. I think the purple is very pretty. Did you know? You probably didn't know you could make art out of letters, capital and lowercase letters. We're looking at letters as art right now. And it's okay if you leave white on the paper too, because it can just be a very simple look. Put some red in here. Those might mix, but that's okay. If they mix together like they did over here, I think that looks interesting. I'm going to finish this Q. Maybe I'll put some orange over here. And you know what? I might just fill this in. Why not? Why not? Whatever you think is going to look good. Oh, I have this little K right here, this upside down K. Isn't this a crazy piece of art? But it's actually quite fun. I'll color in this M, or this was a W, I think, over here. I'm not quite sure. I keep thinking I'm finished, and then I find more little spaces to color in. all these letters. I'll just put some light orange yellow over here. Oh, this space right here. I'll put some orange in here. You can do this with crayons, with colored pencils. This is a fun one that you can do at home too. Now, let's see, I think I filled in all my closed spaces. I think maybe I'll go and fill in some more. I'll take a light color, like maybe my yellow, because I want it a little brighter. And so like this C over here, I might color the inside of the C. That's okay. Remember, there's not really any rules. You can do whatever you want. And, you know, as long as it comes out, you know, looking that you think you like the way that it looks, that's all that matters, because this is your art project. We're just enjoying ourselves and having some fun and exploring with lines and letters and color. I think I like the look of this yellow in here. So I'm going to go through and mix a few more bits of yellow. I only have a couple of more minutes with you, and this is something, if you're not finished right now, this is something that you might have to finish up on your own time a little bit later. Like, this is a project that you can pick up if you have some spare time tomorrow. But I'm just going to keep going. I'll add a little more yellow here. Okay. So I'll just add a few more colors. Remember, don't be afraid to overlap and just go crazy with letters. And remember, some can be lowercase and capital letter, but you can also actually make them tiny or really large. There's one. I keep finding new sections that I haven't colored in. There's a space right there. I made a rectangle in there. Okay, I think that's actually quite pretty. And I even snuck some words in here. So let's take a look at this. So I snuck in the word art. You can hardly see it now. A-R-T, right there. I snuck in my name, L-A-U-R-A, Laura. Maybe you want to sneak in your name. I wrote the word summer. It's upside down, but I can see it right there. And I just have a variety of capital letters and lowercase letters and letters of all sizes. So I'm just going to keep this up on the screen for a few minutes, and I hope you have enjoyed this project. You can keep finishing up. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Keep going, keep adding more pen if you need to, and I will see you at another art lesson. See you next time.